Often the struggle is in discerning or knowing when it is God who is speaking to us versus our own thoughts, our own voice that we hear, which is probably the most familiar to us, right? Because we are in our bodies. And then to extend and go out from that, it's going to be the immediate family. And then you go out from that, it's going to be familiar voices out in the general public and beyond. And in today's society, in the world today, we have the voice of social media, which rings very loud, right? It's very prominent. Okay, so now you've got to, in discerning God's voice, you've got to he's got to compete with all of that, right? And then you and I, we have to sift through all of that. So Samuel had to go through this same developmental process. I call it trial and error. Okay, and as you read through verses 2 through 7, you see the trial and you see the errors that he's making. Now he's hearing something, right? We know that he's hearing because he keeps going back to Eli. The writing says there that God called out to him at least 2 times, right? And so Samuel goes to the person whose voice, whose sound he's most familiar with, and that's going to be Eli. And Eli, he's going and waking up Eli, and Eli's telling him, I'm not calling you, I'm not talking to you. Go back to sleep. I didn't call you. But now to Samuel, what he's hearing, unbeknownst to him, and so many people, and sometimes those of you who are prophetic, unbeknownst to you, as you're budding, as you're developing in that gift, you're hearing a sound, but you're not clear on who it is, or you're not clear on is it me, or is it somebody else that I'm hearing? Now, sometimes it can be that we've got too many voices in our head, or we've got too many different sources that we're trying to subscribe to or trying to subscribe to. And so we need to sift through those things, and we've got to kind of like clean out our ears, if you will, because there's too many competing sounds, too many competing thoughts, too many competing ideas.